We used to have like Teapot Dome and Watergate, and now we have PP tape.
Yeah.
What do the PP test, a New York City citizenship exam, and a left-handed former president all have in common? They all played a part in TBS host Conan O'Brien's week-long residency at Harlem's Apollo Theatre. It was a week of impressive guests and gags, so let's take a look at some highlights from Conan's shenanigans in the Big Apple. First to pay Conan at the Apollo a visit was fellow CBS host Stephen Colbert, who dropped by Monday to get the fun started and to return the favour after O'Brien appeared on The Late Show last month. O'Brien welcomed Colbert to the show and jokingly explained why he wouldn't talk to the other late-night hosts.
And I'd go and talk to the others, but they're assholes.
O'Brien then asked about Colbert's trip to Russia, which fans might remember from Russia Week, which aired in July. Perhaps most notably, one segment followed Colbert as he investigated the origins of what he dubbed the PP tape, or a tape that allegedly shows President Donald Trump watching prostitutes urinate on a bed. It was a little spooky, Colbert recalled, explaining that he wanted to go there specifically to learn more about possible Russian involvement in the election, as well as the infamous tape. Explaining that he had to give the people what they want, Colbert decided to rent a room at the Ritz-Carlton to investigate further. "I went over there and I looked at it, and it's totally believable," he joked. He said that he was warned that he would be under surveillance during his stay. They said, "Just know that they're going to see you constantly." So I was naked all the time, he joked.
Just buck-ass Nateward, downward-facing dogs all the time.
Sure.
On Tuesday, it was former late-night host Jon Stewart's turn to make an appearance, and on the agenda was a citizenship test to prove that O'Brien can still call himself a New Yorker after hosting NBC's Late Night from 1993 to 2009. "There is not a single person in the world who could know more about New York City than I do," O'Brien proclaimed on the Apollo stage. His sidekick Andy Richter then introduced Stewart to oversee the just-invented New York City Citizenship Test.
You don't know shit about this place. And you never did.
The question started simply enough, with Stewart asking O'Brien how many boroughs are in New York City, and O'Brien correctly answering 5. Things, of course, got sillier from there. "Where in New York City is the ball dropped every year?" Stewart asked, obviously alluding to Times Square and the annual New Year's Eve celebration.
City Field.
The test continued with increasingly funny banter until Stewart delivered the final, crucial question.
New York City has
The greatest audiences in the world.
Oh, Conan, with answers like that, you'll always be a New York citizen to us. Actor and comedian Keegan-Michael also dropped by, and the two spoke about their frustration with people who talk during theatre performances. Key recalled a situation in which a Hamlet audience member continuously interrupted a performance with complaints about needing to use the bathroom.
"The time thus and has happened here. I have to go number 2.
He went on to explain that thanks to his improv background, he's used to people talking to him when he's performing, and sometimes even about him. The two compared stories of audience members seeing them in person for the first time after being used to only seeing them on TV, with Key joking,
And sometimes I've gotten this, I'm doing, "Is he black?"
Continuing the fun on Wednesday was none other than former President Bill Clinton, who reflected on the different America he saw while campaigning for his wife versus his own presidential campaign. "The good news is the country is much more diverse than it used to be, and I think that's a good thing," Clinton began, before emphasizing the need for more immigration. "Since the birthright of native-born Americans of all races is just barely at replacement level, we need immigrants to come in and keep diversifying the country." Celebrating the 25th anniversary of Clinton's presidency, O'Brien asked the former president whether he missed the chief executive role. His answer was kind of a surprise.
They don't play a song when you walk in the room anymore. 3 or 4 weeks, I was totally lost. I don't know where I was. Where's hail to the chief?
The pair continued to go down memory lane as Clinton described his first job as a grocery stocker, where he only made $1 an hour. After explaining that his much older boss had an issue with Clinton being left-handed, the former president described the moment he dropped a stack of mayonnaise jars while trying to use his right hand.
You can have a left-handed grocery boy for $1 an hour, but you can't have a right-handed one for free.
Wrapping up the week of fun, Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson and John Lithgow appeared on Thursday's show to promote their new film, Daddy's Home 2. The appearance saw the gang teasing Wahlberg over the way the locals and his own mother treat him when he's on location in his hometown of Boston. Ferrell explained that during the location shoots, they would inevitably encounter somebody that Wahlberg knew.
"Hey, Mark. Mark. It's me, Bleacher." What?
O'Brien also asked Wahlberg if he noticed that Bostonians like to take people down a peg or two. Wahlberg explained that he definitely had some personal experience in that area.
My own family.
Your mother does that to you.
What? You think you're a star? You're nothing.
Yeah.
To read more on all the fun that took place during Conan at the Apollo and to watch the full clips, head to THR.com and tell us which guest segment was your favorite in the comment section. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Lindsay Rodriguez.